Alright guys, we got another toy to fix. Alright, so right here we got my 1995 Yamaha PW80. I'm gonna be very honest. This thing ran so freaking bad yesterday. I mean, I had friends over yesterday, but I was like, why not take out the PW80? So I took out the PW80 and it ran so freaking bad that I thought I blew my motor. So, you guys saw me coming through this door just a second ago, and you could tell that she is running so bad. Probably it's because I took it on the ice this year, and before I took it on the ice, it ran perfect. I took it on the ice, it ran perfect. And then I took it out of the basement, or the arcade, and it did not run good. So, minus saying I had to replace the fuel line because here's a little bit of the fuel line right here, because this is like frozen right here. So this thing runs on 2-stroke gas, so I didn't put an oil injected I didn't install an oil injection for this thing yet, but I have one, but I don't think I'm gonna install it. But yeah, this was the old fuel line, and it literally snapped and broke the fuel filter right here. So the bottom of the fuel filter was like pissing fuel out of the thing. So today we're gonna try to fix her up. First of all, we're gonna take the carburetor apart. Hopefully that's the problem, because right here, this wasn't from me, but the previous owner, I guess, broke this off, and it let straight, and it leaves a hole into the engine. So hopefully I don't have to take the motor out and replace it or find water in it, because I don't feel like doing that, and it'll take a lot of work. So first of all, before we get started, make sure you go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Now let's get started on this little project. So first, I'm gonna check the spark plug, make sure everything's okay, because it took me like 20 kicks to get this thing running this morning. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check the spark plug right now. Alright, so I got the thing jacked up, and now we're going to go ahead and check the spark plug real quick. Get the ignition coil out of here. Oh, I don't have the right socket in. I'll be right back. Alright, so unfortunately I can't find a right socket for this type of spark plug, so we're not going to check it. I mean, it starts and everything, but yeah, I think it's on. Alright, now we're going to start taking off the plastics, and we're going to get into the carburetor. Alright, so got the carburetor out. So the throttle. Now we got the carburetor over here. I'm gonna take off the air filter, but now we're gonna get cracking into this carburetor. On the throttle the bolts, there was like dirt inside of it. So there could be some dirt inside the carburetor because of this hose right here. So this leads to nothing. So I think while I was riding in the rain over there, water was like coming into the hose, I think. We'll find out in a little bit when we get cracking into this carburetor. So let's get started. Alright, time to find out what's in this carburetor. So we're gonna first take off the bowl. Oh, now we're starting to drip. There goes all the gas right there. We're gonna let it drain out. And now we're gonna get into the bowl. So I gotta take these 4 screws off. One more bolt. Now we are in the carburetor. Okay, so nothing really, it's not looking too bad so far inside the carburetor. Actually, I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick. Alright. Ooh, a little bit. Oh, I know, that's fine. We're gonna take the pin off of this. Everything's looking so clean so far. I think it's just the outside, but I'm gonna start taking apart these jets. See if I find anything in there. Alright, jet number uno. Oh yeah, that's probably the problem. This one's a little bit clogged, but I can still see out of the hole. I'll have you guys look. Yeah. Yeah, see, you could see out of the hole a little bit. But if you look on this side, you don't really see anything. Alright, I'm gonna clean this jet, but now we're gonna, oh my god, hold on, give me a sec. Alright, jet number dos. Take this out. There we go. Come on, jet. Come on. Come on. Alright, give me a sec. Alright, we got the second jet out. Let's see. This one's harder to see, but I am not seeing, yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that much. So I believe this one is clogged. I mean, I could see a little tiny bit, but I believe this one's clogged as well. So 2 jets clogged. We have, let's see. We have 1 more left, which I gotta take off, and I think I need, oh, this is the right one. All right, so we got 1 more jet left to check. All right. Yeah, this one's good. You could see out of the hole. Here, you could see my hand, the other side of my hand. All right, so this one's good, but I'm gonna use some jet cleaner / brake cleaner to clean these jets off, clean all these parts off, and hopefully we don't have any problems after that. All right, let's get started. Okay, carburetor is done. We're gonna clean the air filter, and then I'm gonna put it back into the bike. Hopefully it runs better. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to do some other work to this thing. But first, before I put this carburetor in, I'm probably gonna clean the frame a little bit. Now, I realized something else. This here is missing like a little, it looks like a cable or something. But hopefully that's not the problem. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna have to dig into the motor or something like that. Anyways, when I put the carb on, I'm gonna try to fix this with a little bit of JB Weld. And yeah, Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna probably get into this case here if it doesn't really run well. But that's for another time. Let's get this car back in. All right, carbs back in. Now we're gonna put the gas tank on, and hopefully this thing runs better. I got the bike back together. Not fully. I mean, the plastics are not bolted down and the seat. But we're going to see if this thing runs a little bit better than before. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go through the motor. So we're going to take this thing outside and see if it runs better. Let's go do that. Alright, so since this thing's a 2-stroke, it's going to have to warm up for like about 5 minutes so that I can get the full power into the bike. So, ooh, what is this? Oh, I don't think that's nothing. Guess what I just found? Found a little hole right here. But I don't think that's nothing though, right? What is this leading to? Why is there a hole there? That's the thing. Another hole up there. Oh well, I'm gonna start this bike up and let it warm up for a little bit and then take it for a rip. Alright, let's see how many kicks this thing could take. Alright, gas is flowing. Let's give it a kick. Oh, and we're leaking. Why though? Why is it leaking out of the overflow? Oh yeah, now we're leaking. Why is it leaking? Jesus. Huh. That didn't go well. Guys, I'm missing my XR80 right now. Ooh. Probably gotta tighten that up. Oh yeah, now we're leaking. Why are we leaking out of there? Oh. Alright, gotta work on it some more. Alright, that didn't go as planned. So that's why I kept everything loose. Now I'm gonna have to take the carburetor back apart and see what's going on. Because it wasn't doing that. It wasn't leaking out of the overflow or leaking out of the air filter. But I think I might have something upside down. So I think I know what it is, and I'm gonna get that quickly fixed, and we'll go for test 2. All right, take 2. We got the carburetor all fixed. Hopefully nothing leaks right now. So let's get back to it. All right, gas is flowing into the carburetor. Looks like. Now we're gonna start her up. Let's try full choke. Come on. Should be good. Should be good so far. But it's smoking a lot though. I mean, I don't see no gas, but I don't know what that came from. So we're gonna let her warm up for a little bit, and we're gonna go for a little ride. Alright, let's go for a little ride. Wow. She runs better, but I don't know where all this gas is coming from. But let me pull this in the garage, and yeah, I want to look over this bike real quick. Alright, runs amazing now. Yeah, I think it just needed a carburetor clean. But now I gotta figure out where all this gas is coming from, because it's like all over the driveway now. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I was planning on going for a little ride on the field, but it's raining right now, so I do have some plans with this thing. First of all, I am going to get that hole JB welded. Just slap on a little bit of JB weld on that and should be good. But I have some plans for this thing. Some plans with this thing, so stay tuned because I have a little guest coming over. So I just spoiled it a little bit, but I'm not gonna tell you who it is. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully this thing runs better than ever now. I mean, I only did first gear up and down the driveway, but yeah. Stay tuned for more. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video.